AMAT Victoria CURAM, Latin for favor or victory favors the prepared, or victory favors those who take pains. That is my only, I think that's my best tool to use when I'm trying to motivate young basketball players. I'm at Basketball Maui, NBC camps out here on the island for another several days before we leave on Sunday. And I saw a movie last night. I was watching The Mechanic. I hate to advertise for a movie that may or may not agree with your personal leanings, but there was a weapon that had that Latin phrase, "Amat Victoria Curum," and what do you call it when you write on inscripted? There was an inscription on this weapon, and that was the inscription. And on the other side of the weapon, it said, "Victory favors the prepared." And I say that to say this. I when I was talking to the young people yesterday, I was struggling to find a connection because they're always get the older kids at these camps always work with the high schoolers, and high schoolers come in the gym with a little bit of a mystique, a little bravado, a little swagger. They come in there, and I swear, and it's great to some degree. I'm sure they think they can beat all the coaches if they play them 1-on-1 and stuff, and not over my dead body. All right, but I haven't played them 1-on-1 yet, really. But that's the thing that was my selling point. This idea that victory favors those who are prepared, favors those who take pains. Camp is painful. Camp is not always as interesting as playing a full court game. It's kind of like if you could use the parallel of your life. Maybe you don't play basketball. Practice is usually not as fun as a game. Preparing for a day in trial or a week in trial, if you're an attorney, is probably not as fun as actually having your adrenaline rush of being in the courtroom, standing before the judge, and actually going pleading your case or whatever it is you do in court. I have a friend who's an attorney, and he's going to probably tell me I butchered that. But anyway, um, this is the hard part. When it's May, it's not even June yet. So, the way I look at it, it's not even really summer yet. And yet here we are at camp with a bunch of young people who would probably love nothing more than to get in the gym and just start, who knows? They probably love to just spend all day playing basketball full court. But you know what we do? We do defensive drills, we do footwork, we do agility, we do a lot of difficult things that make you break a sweat without even moving. We've got specialists that have come in, and they're doing the hard part, preventive stuff, so that people don't get injured next year. I told them yesterday, I said, how many of you, when did your season start? Did your season start in December, November? And a lot of them, their hands went up. Yeah, we start in December, November. And I'm like, you think that's a lot of time. But what if you get to that point in November, December, and you're not ready? You know, and then when you go to the game and you can't shoot, all your friends came to watch you, and you say at the end of the game, oh man, I was off tonight. You weren't off, you can't shoot. If you don't prepare, you won't be prepared. And whenever you teach stuff, they used to always tell me, the church I used to work for, my leader used to always tell me, those who teach learn the most. And I think that's the case. I really have learned a lot over the years from working camps, and this one is no different. Even after one day, I just feel like I'm always convinced. And I blogged the other day about the long 7 mile walk I took. There's a lot of preparation that occurs, that can occur, that we have the opportunity to take advantage of prior to major major endeavors that we do in life. And I think that one of the downsides of our society is maybe we don't prepare as much as we should, and on the back end we try to hustle up and do it, and we try to do cram version of life, where you cram the night before, like you did in college, at least like I did, oftentimes cramming an hour, 2 hours before an exam. Well, you can't cram for the exam that is your experiences, because you don't know what the experience is going to be. That's the tough part about life. How do you cram for something that's unexpected? How do you cram for adversity? How do you cram for when the job market changes and the jobs that you have a skill set for don't exist anymore? How do you cram for that? So there's a conditioning to who you are as a person that you have to work on. You have to develop that so that you have the wherewithal to sustain, the wherewithal to sustain a concerted effort that you would mount against the opposition, whatever that opposition is. So today, when I go to camp, I'm leaving in about 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Finish this tea here, because I do love tea. Thanks to my friends on the Isle of Man, and in England, I'm a tea guy, and I'll drink tea wherever it is. So if you got some tea or you like some tea, give me some advice on where I can get some good stuff. But today, my goal is to learn. My goal is to continue to help prepare these young people, and more importantly than the drills and all that stuff, is to get their mentality to change. It's this notion of, do you understand that preparation has a value? It is a currency that has to spend in our world. You know, I look at faces like, here at the camp, we got beautiful people like that. Great kids, we have a lot of fun. And it's a great organization. Many of these kids have not even had to spend much of their own money to be at camp, which is pretty cool. Because Basketball Maui is a nonprofit. And so I'm always looking for ways, once you get that captive audience, how can you help the kids to transform and transform how they think? Doesn't matter where they came from, doesn't matter what your area code is or your zip code or your province code or your country code. It doesn't matter where you come from. If you know, if you have the right tools and people have given you help to kind of shape your paradigm, I believe young people can be effective and be successful. And you know what? Even if you're not young, bottom line is you can always learn if you value preparation. And if you didn't value it yesterday, today is the day where you start. And it takes about 66 days on average to develop a new habit. So you've got an opportunity of a lifetime. All right then, sixman.com. I'm out.